people talk about all the Lakers championship. Oh, it wasn't real. The bubble, guys. Da, da, da.
Buddy, it's doing it right here. It's worth every penny. Whatever it's worth.
Yeah, shit, we can do it in the backyard. Like, it don't matter. Whatever y'all think, bro.
Chill.
What's up, bro? You good?
Shit, we can do it right now. Just get this shit out the way.
The back. The back of the back.
What you got up your sleeve, bro?
It's the weight room. This won't never be at the facility.
Get it in by yourself.
Come in here. I don't get it in.
You got what you need in here.
Got what I need. Sauna. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get up, you gotta leave hella early, go to the facility and shit.
You gotta waste your time.
Yeah, I come here, in my space, got everything I need.
This is truly inspiring.
Here, bro.
You got the infrared.
Yeah. So I got another one outside, cold plunge, cold shower, and another sauna outside and shit.
Shit, hard. Yo.
Yeah. This is the massage room. We like treatment and massage and shit in here.
Hold on now. I ain't gonna notice.
Oh, that's old shit, man.
I ain't gonna notice.
Community Assist Awards back when I was in New Orleans, man.
Big deal. Brag to me, bro.
I need to get back on it.
For sure, especially out here.
Get back on it. Facts.
For sure. Let's see.
I need to get this shit. Add this to the collection, man. To the collection. You know.
Yeah, bro, you got some legends on
Just all, yeah, man. I just like anytime, like when I said I wanted a crib, you know, you always try to think of it like a man cave, right?
Of course.
You know, that's what we men like. Our ladies get the rest of the crib, and we want like the basement to be ours. So you get like a space that be your space. And so like I always envisioned how I wanted like my basement. And the one thing I always wanted was fucking jerseys on the wall. You
Everywhere,
know, watching
right?
MTV cribs in the back, you know, these had the
Yes.
jerseys and shit. So I've always wanted that shit. And so it's like, I got plenty more, I just ran out of space a little bit.
Of course.
But it's time to make some changes and shit, so.
You
know,
alternating them.
Yeah,
Why
I like
not?
to switch them up and shit, so.
You ain't got no wasted space though, bro. Like with
Yeah,
the
nah.
collection you got, obviously you got the GOAT right there. We
Yeah,
both
that's my
Packer
guy.
fans,
Yeah,
so
that's my guy.
I salute right
Yeah,
there.
it's such that it's not, he not in that motherfucker no more,
You get it done.
but, you know.
And you got D. Adams, vintage,
Yeah.
Green Bay. Like you ain't got no wasted space, bro.
Yeah. And then this probably my favorite piece right here, bro. My mom actually gifted this to me, I think right when, you know, the passing happened. And just like all our moments that we had, and it was like, that shit is just dope. And that's one thing I wish, I got the shoes, like he signed for, but I never got a jersey, bro. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's tough, bro. So,
That's fine,
this
bro.
is a
We
fucking-
gonna dig into that for a
that's
second
another
too.
moment for sure.
Especially this moment right here, bro.
Yeah.
This one right here. This moment right
viral,
here.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's a viral moment.
It's large.
This is just like, this is back when you kids, you go to the arcade and you always wanted to, you know,
Right, this shit you on, bro.
so it's like, you know, come in, fuck with my sons, you know, they sit on top of me and just be throwing that shit and just
It's the
having
best of
fun
both
with
worlds.
it.
You got
Yeah.
UK Lakers.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Just have
it's
fun with it,
customized,
for
as it
sure.
should be.
And then shit, we gonna get you one of these. Put one of these under your wall in your crib, you know.
That's major.
And it's funny because like anytime I leave to go to practice, work, whatever, like my wife goes upstairs and all my car's down here. So I always leave here. So anytime before I leave, this is the first thing I see when I leave. You know what I'm saying? Like for motivation, all right, we gotta lock in tonight, champ.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? To get one of these. So
Walk me through this right here when you was in this moment right here.
yeah, so like obviously the whole like they got the video out of me when everybody's celebrating. I'm off to the side by myself, like just like crying and shit, taking it in because this shit. I'm getting goosebumps. You can't tell, but the shit is it's like insane. Like all the shit like that you go through as a kid, you know, to childhood to fucking high school, college, you know, and then get to the league and you get an opportunity to, you know, get one of these. Like this is what you want, and
take that.
And I tell people all the time, like being through it for 7 years and not, you know, fighting for one of these. You know, the closest I got was second round with New Orleans, right? And I come to LA, win my first year, and it's just like everything you work for.
Matters.
It just matters, bro. And it's like, and when I won, the first thing I want to do is get a back tat. Like I gotta get my back tatted, and so I have like this whole journey. I can send y'all the picture so y'all can add it to it. I have a whole journey where it's like, it's me in high school in my backyard dunking. You take that picture and it kind of transcends to, you know, me in college holding a trophy in college. Well, I'm kissing the trophy in college, to me getting drafted with my name, #1 pick, whatever, all the way to winning the trophy, right? And then I got USA shit and all that, and then during the middle of my back, I say started with a dream, right? Like we all dream of winning, you know, but also winning at the highest level. So it's like this moment was just like, damn, it happened, bro. So this was like a great moment, you know what I'm saying, for me.
This inspired. Everything in here is inspiring, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
It was just a surreal moment. So like, you see this shit got stains now. This is the actual shit that I wore, like the actual goggles, the actual shirt, the jerseys, the shorts. Like you can see the damn mold stains probably and shit. You know, the little brown lines coming through. Cause that's actual sweat. Like, I didn't wash it, nothing. Like, I'm saying, if you open this, it stinks. So,
hey, that's wild.
But it's like, man, this is. You want that again. You want that patch on the back. Like, you want that on the floor when you walk in an arena. Like, the media, like, all that.
We gonna dig into all of that, bro. Obviously, the bubble was an experience you went through. I didn't get to experience it, so I don't really know. We gonna talk about what got you, what got you through that, kept you sane. You know what I mean? For sure. When you got all this outside, and you gotta go, you delete all that, go in this bubble,
family,
lock in.
Kids, all that.
It's huge, bro. I see you got the Harry Potter over here.
Yeah, so people don't know, and we can talk about it too, but like, that's the Batman one too over there, but people don't know. Like, my piece, where my mind, where it's just like, I'll listen to music and just be drifted off, is doing Legos, bro. Like, I built this whole thing. This is all, every individual piece, like, these are all individual pieces. Like, I can take this, I'll do this one. Like, this is the actual one piece. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody is it a blueprint to it, or you gotta sit there?
It's a book, and it tell you like what to put together, all the pieces. Like this one, each bag contains probably like 50, 60, 70 pieces. That's unreal. And this one had like 48 bags or something like that. That's unreal.
So Miles Turner ain't crazy. So when he's doing that, you like, that shit fire.
Like I was looking like he did the
That's
my pop shit, fantasy football, but
okay.
Yeah, like the Lego shit, like that's just like I zone out and just be
that makes sense. We want to talk about that too. Obviously, your hobbies. You say you play Call of Duty, you do that. We want to dig into like your hobbies and shit that people don't know about. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Play cool.
You nice and cool?
I'm from Chicago, bro.
So your pop's really the one. You just learned.
I beat my pops now. That was always like the test.
Right.
I could beat my pops.
My dad the same way, bro.
I could beat my pops, so I'm cool.
You cool in here?
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
I know you got a hidden bookcase somewhere in here that got something.
I could actually take y'all to if y'all want to see the trophies and shit, like the actual trophy, NBA trophy and shit.
Yeah, we got AD. We want to see all that.
It's the replica, but it's the same size.
What? I want to see that.
I got the
White House.
Got to do the bubble for real.
Gotta be.
So this is my office / my game room. The wife kicked me out because we had another baby.
Ooh, damn.
We can start with obviously the big boy.
Oh my God.
So this Ain't the real, it's a replica, obviously, but Tiffany still made it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, 22 world champion, all that is my name on this shit. So go ahead so you can see how that motherfucker feels. So
Damn, going heavy too, man.
Yeah. So it's the actual same everything. You know what I'm saying? I actually got it engraved and a little bit more of my stuff on there.
You see it, the Larry O'Brien.
Yep.
This shit fire, big dog.
Yep.
That's crazy. I see you got the Legos in here. No, that ain't Legos.
Nah, that's just one of my homeboys gave me that.
I see you got that Hennessy white.
Oh, yeah. That's that one. That's that one.
Yes, sir.
And then this is All-Star, my first All-Star game with the Lakers. The whole team just
What year was you? You was All-Star your rookie year too, weren't you?
My second year.
Second year.
Second year.
You probably should have been one your rookie year.
Nah.
Was your rookie year tough?
It was tough. I came in at 220.
Young bull.
Playing
Small.
forward center. So I'm going against like Dwight in LA. I'm going like David West, Roy Hibbert. Like I'm going against that. And it was like, yeah, this ain't.
That was when you was playing the 5 too.
I was playing the 4. I had Robin Lopez as the 5, but it just wasn't like.
I remember that. You
It
still
was
had to
way
see
different than college. You know what I'm saying? So
we gonna dig into that, bro. I know it's different.
yeah, so like different awards like throughout the league.
You see it.
Player of the month.
Damn, they send a big boy like this?
Yeah.
What's behind there? That's the same thing?
No, it's all one thing.
Yeah.
Same another one.
Look at them shits.
Well,
Man, they put the picture in there.
All-Star game, I won MVP.
I remember that. Yeah, we got all these joints. This rookie year, ain't it?
Yeah.
I remember this.
These the Kobe shoes. Yeah, signed for it.
I remember these joints. Being after the game, his last game, he sat in the locker room.
Yep.
Signed shit for like 3 hours.
Yep.
Legend.
Yep. So shit. Franchise record most points in the game. My 10,000 career point. That's the ball I had. That's the ball right there. My 1,000 like you know what I'm saying. So like this is kind of where and a lot of like my stuff is back in Chicago in my parents' crib, but like
That's how I am too.
I let my parents and them kind of do all that, but
bro, look, I'm excited, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We gotta hear this shit. God damn, bro. Are you kidding me? Putting me in the Palm Springs crib, bro. What is this, bro?
Our newest guest, AD. The AD.
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
Appreciate it, gang.
My boy.
To the backyard, my brother.
My boy.
welcome to my backyard.
Right.
Real.
We here, bro. We here. We appreciate you, obviously. We've said it
sure.
1,000 times since we've been here, bro. But this is cool for us, bro. We fans. We Kentucky boys, too. Like, these dudes from Kentucky. We fans of you, bro.
Indiana
anything.
guy over here, but it's all right.
Oh yeah, man, we don't like y'all.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky
Christian
still bleeds
Wofford.
over to the watch shot, baby.
Wofford, man.
Hey, that's funny, man. But hey, we want to dive right into it, man. We don't take up too much of your time, but I'm gonna picture this. We're in Memphis last year for the playoffs, and you know how the arenas are when you go to a playoff vibe. It's crazy, it's hectic, it's all this. I walk up, I sit in my seat. I'm in like row 10 or something. I look to my right, and it's your parents.
Yep.
And I don't know if the crowd around us knew it. I
Yeah.
don't know, but it's like we're quiet. We got our Laker gear on, whatever. We're subtle, and it's game 1. So it's like it's getting hectic. They talking crazy, like they talking to us, all this. And your dad, he just looked at one of them when he turned around. He was like, "But you ain't got one of these." He pointed to his ring, man.
Flex.
I was like, "Yo, that's the craziest flex ever." Like, what can I say to that? Like, that was so sick, man. But I say all that to say is like, D knows you, me and Lawrence don't. So like, what do we need to know about like how you were, your upbringing, and how that is to get you where you are now and the man we see today?
Yeah, man. My parents are very supportive. Obviously grew up in a rough neighborhood in Chicago, and my pops wants to make sure that me and my sisters didn't fall victim to that. Life is easy to fall victim, to the streets, especially where we grew up. We see it every day. It's around us. Seen some stuff as a child, heard some stuff as a child, and
I was able to, well, my dad was able to, along with my grandfather, create this basketball court in our backyard.
Wow.
Like my backyard was all dirt, and they dug up maybe like half the backyard and put concrete and put a rim. Like, this is where you're gonna play. Couldn't go to the park and play.
Yeah.
Right.
That's your first introduction to basketball.
Well, no. Well, I've been introduced before,
Okay,
but now I don't have to leave the crib. Right. I can stay at the house, and whoever come over, some of the homies come over, me and my sister go at it, like whatever. And my introduction to basketball though was ball first got in my hand when I was 3. That's what my parents say. I don't remember,
Right.
but they say 3, so I'm like, all right, cool. 27 years so far, like.
Facts.
And my uncle had this gym, and me and my cousins and Keith, you know, we just go out and just go to the gym and just play, like, you know, watching my older cousins play, and then we'll play as a younger group. But basketball just ran in my family, and not just my immediate family, but my extended family as well. And once my dad created that like safe haven for us, put the fence up, I was able to just hoop.
Oh, that's fine.
You know, just hoop and just play and just be out there. It's cold. You know, this is when they had the basketballs with the players on them. Like, they had their jerseys wrapped around.
The state fair. When you win,
Right.
you get one of them.
Ray Allen 34.
Yeah,
on here.
I had the Carmelo Anthony basketball. So just out there playing all day, going to, you know, my uncle's gym and just hooping. And like I said, my parents were just very supportive, and I was able to start getting more and more introduced to the game from an elite level. You know, not just we just playing for fun, but now I'm getting on AAU teams, and you know, we can get more into that like later on. But like, you know, I'm getting on AAU teams, and then my name is just growing, not only in Chicago but through the nation. So,
Did your dad play?
No, my dad played baseball.
Oh, word. Okay.
And according to him, I don't know the facts, or I don't know how true this is, but he said he was the best pitcher in the world, in the nation at that time. You know,
Yeah.
That's what everybody pops
Yeah.
Well, my
Throwing
pops used to
95.
box. He said, I could have been with Muhammad Ali. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, right. So
That's crazy.
I'm like, you never lied to me, so I don't, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, my family's very close. We're very supportive of what I did, and also, you know, my older sister played up to college basketball, and my twin sister was.
For sure.
She was just.
Do you remember that
she was
age
hanging
kind of?
around, you know?
You bully your ass, I'm sure.
Nah,
No?
my older sister. I was
Yeah.
afraid of my older sister.
Right.
I was afraid of my
I
older
feel
sister.
this. I feel
But
that.
like my twin sister, we always went at it.
Yeah. That's fire.
Do you remember that age where you kind of really fell in love with basketball? He's like, oh, this is what I want to do.
Going into my junior year of high school is when I was like,
Growth spurt.
I can't. Yep.
remember
Because I
those
was,
days.
you know, 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2",
Right.
you know, goggles. You know, I actually was
remember
a shooter.
that.
Like, I was just shot. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything else. I wasn't tall enough. I wasn't the biggest kid. I was super skinny, and I just shot the basketball. And then when one of my mentors now, he came out of nowhere and told my dad he seen me play. He's from Chicago, and he had this AAU program called Mean Streets. And he was like, I want your son to come try out for our team. Now, mind you, I'm playing against guys that's like on my level. Like, it's nobody, we're not better than one another. Like, we all at the same level.
Right.
And so now I'm seeing, and my high school team was dog shit. Like, we were bad. Like, we were so bad. Right? And I start, you know, going to these practices, and I'm seeing these guys like, oh, these guys is nice. Jumping high.
Woke you up.
Can shoot it. And so now it was like, man, I don't know if I really want to do this. Like, because I never played against nobody like
You
this.
seen
right?
that talent level.
Yeah, it was a big talent level gap between me and them. Huge. And he was like, man, just come to one practice, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. Come to practice. I'm sitting in the in the bleachers, and they all been together for a year or two, and I see them, and they just like shooting, dunking, and I'm like, no, I can't. This ain't for me.
Hold on.
So go through the whole practice, and they were like, we want you to come back for a second practice, like a tryout. So I'm like, all right, cool. But I get in the car and I tell my pops, I'm like, yo, nah, I'm cool. Like, I ain't.
Slick
He
shook.
like, man, yeah, I'm super shook.
Yeah.
And he like, man, play one tournament. Play the first tournament. This when they first announced the EYBL. So we had Boo Williams.
Virginia.
Yep. So I'm like, all right, cool. I played my first game. And it's funny, my first game was against Bron's team, King James.
I remember
They used
that.
to be
Full
some dogs out
circle.
of Ohio,
First
too.
game, my first game.
That's full circle.
And I played like 6 minutes, rolled my ankle.
Type
But
shit.
this time I got like 10 and 10.
Hooping.
So they like,
Who that?
who this? Right? Mind you, in my class, it's Austin Rivers, Brad Beal, Michael Kidd. So like, we got hoopers, right?
Well, I reclassified the post grad because of
Yeah.
that. I got no chance.
Yeah, we got hoopers, and come back home after that tournament, and I have a couple scholarships. And that's when I was like, all right, I can do this
Yep,
for real.
yep.
And that's when I started like really taking it seriously.
I'm familiar with Mean Streets. Like, there's a lot of pros that came out of there. My year, Mean Streets was Tyler Eulis.
I would say Tyler, yep.
And they was so good, bro. Like, he ran that shit like Tyler Eulis. Like, it was Tyus Jones,
Yep.
Joel Berry, but everybody knew Tyler Eulis. And obviously he went to Kentucky, you know
Yeah.
who he is. But for the people that don't, most undersized killer you gonna come across,
You
bro.
don't make the league being under 6
Killer,
foot
for
without
sure,
being a killer.
for sure.
But I mean, they also proved Derrick Rose, Eric Gordon, played for me.
Those are the YouTubes I remember.
So
Eric
those,
Gordon.
Oh, my God.
before me,
Yep.
though, but them guys also, set the
Killers.
program up to what it is.
So from there, you obviously went to Kentucky. Like, what was that? Like the Cal era, all that. Like, what was that decision to go to that UK blue blood, all that?
So the guy to my right might not like this answer, but I originally committed to Ohio State.
Man,
Oh,
we
wow.
know, man. Jeff Bowles,
All right, hold on. So let me
man.
give y'all the real. Let me give y'all the
Yeah.
real, right? So going into my junior year, before I went to Mean Streets, I was like 350th in Chicago.
Ranked.
Oh, wow.
Ranked in Chicago,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's a crazy.
I had this
turnaround.
one summer, right? And by this time, I was like, I'm going to Cleveland State. At this time, Norris Cole was there.
Water
You know,
pressure.
I'm going to Cleveland State, and this is what it is. Like, this is where I'm going. Like, I
That's
go
crazy.
there, like, still
Right.
D1, like, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
So I go. So I'm going to Cleveland State. The whole AAU circuit happened. 350th in Chicago. Then by the end of the summer, I'm number 1 in the country. And Cleveland State actually called and said, "Yeah, we know this ain't gonna happen." So
That's
it's
nice.
all
'Cause
good.
you blew up like
Yeah, I'm now. I'm everybody knows me.
Realistic of them.
And I was a huge like LeBron James fan. Like that was like growing up. It's like I had all the shoes. I was 23. Like
sure.
all that. Like that was like Bron
Camp,
is him.
everything.
Right. And it drew me to want to go to Ohio State. Obviously he never been there, but I already know he support Ohio State.
Same.
And Thad Matta was the coach at the
Talk to
time.
him.
And I didn't even know that CJ, our coach, told me he was.
Gent.
Yeah.
he was a part of that.
Yeah, he told me. I didn't know
So
that.
when I was coming, he was recruiting me. He left and went to maybe Atlanta or
Yeah.
somewhere, and then I funneled through there
Yeah.
too.
I had my guy was Jeff Bowles.
Yeah,
Yep, that was my guy.
Bowles.
Shout out
Bowles was my guy.
Mine
Bowles
too,
was my
for
guy.
sure.
And I told him, I'm like, yo, I'm going to. I said I'm committing. I verbally
verbal.
committed to Ohio State. And my pop's like, man, let's try Kentucky, like Cal, because at this time DeMarcus and John and Bled, all them they just went
Just
to the
left.
league.
Have
So
emotion,
he like,
one and
man, we trying to get to the league.
next right after that.
Yeah, he like, we trying to get to the league. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go on a official visit, but I'm in Cal's office and I'm just like, whatever, because I'm like, I'm going to Ohio State, man.
You got your mind made up.
I'm going to Ohio State.
That's crazy.
And
He was going to leave. You went
Man.
to Cleveland State, bro.
He was going to done regardless.
So what was that
Sure.
switch though? Like what was that Cal switch?
Yeah, so I'm sending Cal's off and he's going through all this stuff, and man, it was just like once I left Kentucky, like he told me, he was like, "You're not guaranteed starting here. You come and earn your spot." And I think that's what kind of like
brings you in
triggered
for
it. I was like,
sure.
okay, yeah, nothing's given to me. I got it. So now I'm gonna see if I'm really like nice to be able to be on the floor with these guys.
For sure.
And everything he was preaching, I watched a couple practices, and I was just like, oh no. I'm in a car. I go to sleep. The next day, I woke up, and we in the car headed back to Chicago. We drove like 5 hour drive, And I'm like, Pops, call Cal. I gotta go to Kentucky.
That's fine.
Like,
you felt
and
that.
so I just felt it.
Yeah.
And he
Right.
was like, all right, that's fine, but now you have to call Ohio State, and you got to be a man to tell
Grown
them that
man.
you be
Man
committed.
discussions.
Real.
So I'm like, damn. Like, so now I'm like, I got called that model. I'm like, yo, what's going on? He like, oh, what's up? He excited to talk to me. He like, this is my recruit. Like, we got the #1 player in the country. Not knowing I'm about to tell him, like, I'm cool off Ohio State now. And he like, man, what do we do wrong? What do we got to do? Da, da, da. And I'm like, honestly, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all, man. This is just like, I just feel I have to be at Kentucky. And end up.
Cam stole that motherfucker out me.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I walked in, they had my jersey. You know, this is Ohio State. Had my jersey, 23, Davis, all that. He had his juicy fruit gum.
Right.
Yeah, all like,
Yep.
yeah, all that. So it was like, man. Like,
So you went on a visit?
I went on a visit. So my high school,
Official?
Unofficial. Like it wasn't even a visit.
You were just
at
there
all.
and pulled up.
I was just there,
Yep.
like with my high school on the academic.
Yep.
You know, and they just pulled me to the side, like, "Nah, you going with us." So I think at that time, my junior, it was my senior year. I think Evan Turner was there.
Yep. That was Deshaun Thompson.
Yeah,
was it?
Yeah.
Was that Diebler?
Yep. It was
Deshaun
all,
Thompson.
yeah.
Was Sully there with Evan?
No,
think he had
Sully
just
was my
left.
year.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Sully was my year. So, I was like, man, they had a rocking, you know, Big
Football,
Ten,
yeah.
football, all that. So I was like, I want to go there. But then I just felt like when I went to Kentucky, it was like, man, this is
Yeah.
I don't blame
This
you.
is it,
Let me
and,
ask you this. So when you was going through your recruitment and Cal was like, you're not earning it. I mean, we're not giving you anything. You got to work for it. As a kid coming up that's going through the recruiting process, all these coaches are telling you what you want to hear. They telling you going to get this, you going to get that, you're going to be in the league. Then a coach come from the side door and hit you with you ain't getting that. You're going to have to work just like everybody else. As a kid, you want that.
I want
You
that.
know what I mean? You gravitated towards that. So
Yeah.
I can relate to that. That's why I went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to Louisville or Kentucky or whatnot. They didn't really recruit me. People wonder why I didn't go there. They didn't really recruit me. So simple as that. But Louisville offered me, recruited me, and I was a fan. I had to call them just like you, tell them I'm not going there. Rick Pitino, I don't remember if he hung up or just he gave me some Rick Pitino vibes in his response as he should. But I just can relate to that in that fashion. That's cool, man.
It's interesting you said that too, because I was like looking back on your UK years and everything, and you were the #1 player in the country coming in, and on that team you started everything. You had the Anthony Davis year, but if you really look at the stats, like you were 5th in shot attempts.
Yep. I was
And
fifth
so
in
I
shot
think
attempts.
just how Cal like sat you down was like, this ain't guaranteed, whatever. Like it's cool to hear that because you could see it in the stat sheet, like you sacrificed to.
I wasn't polished offensively at all.
Right.
All right. Mind you, I just grew like 2 years before.
Did you know that?
What?
That he had that growth
Growth
spurt?
spurt, yeah. Bro,
6'3",
yeah.
So you still
6'10".
kind of like growing into your body.
Yeah,
kinda
so I was
feeling
like,
this
you
is
go
new.
from playing on the perimeter to like running pick and rolls to like, hey, you in the post.
Dive.
Make a post move. And it's a funny story. We having practice at Kentucky. It's one of our first practices. And they throw me the ball in the post and take a dribble. And I'm like, shit, I just see big man do a hook. I'm going to do a hook. Left hook. Air ball.
That shit look like Jackson Hayes shit yesterday.
Like that. It was just like that. Man, the whistle blew so fast. Cal said, anybody throw Anthony Davis a ball in the post again, we're running. So I'm like, damn, Cal, like. So I had to learn, like, you know, how to become a post player. So I had to work with Kenny Payne after every practice, like 30 minutes, working on stuff. So as you see later on in the college career, my go-to was one dribble, turn around, right hook. That's all I did.
Right off
to
the
the
board.
point where it was like, give him the ball, right? So
efficient.
yeah, so it was like, it was just, I had to learn how to become that player, and it took some time, but you think about Michael Kidd Gilchrist, he was polished. Like, you know, he was around NBA players. Well, he was around enough NBA players,
Okay.
like because of West and all. Like he was around.
He was
like, so
exposed.
he's
I ain't gonna
exposed to
lie.
the game.
Okay.
Right?
'Cause that jumper
Marcus
was not-
Teague, his brother is Jeff Teague.
Facts.
Yeah.
He's, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
You
these
actually getting better through
yeah,
that.
and then also like these players, Terrence Jones, like all these players were playing at high levels in high school.
Before.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm playing at the worst division in in Chicago basketball. Like,
Bro,
no disrespect, but I'm playing against a team like Juarez, and I swear to God, if you look at my high school highlights, bro, is guys who like 6'1",
Bunch of
and
memes
I'm
out there.
6'10", and I'm just like, I'm doing all type
dominating.
of stuff that's insane,
Yeah.
and it's like, that's so. Am I really getting better? You know,
Right.
it's just
Not
like the
challenging
talent
yourself.
gap is just
being a late
it's
bloomer
crazy.
though in this industry, any sport, I feel like is the best way to be.
Yeah.
Because you just continue to get better and better and
Mm-hmm.
better. I was a late bloomer. I didn't start getting. I was ninth grade or I was 8th grade and I played up in a 9th grade tournament.
Right.
And I did well, and when I left, I got all these scholarships, and that's when I was like, okay, I can be better, I can do more. There's guys out there way better than me. But when I was just playing amongst my age and things like that, I never felt
Yeah.
like I needed to get better.
Yeah,
So
you didn't have to.
yeah,
Like,
that's the way to
destroying
go,
it, bro.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that go full circle too, because like obviously we all have seen the story. You lived it. It's like you were still this still getting polished as a player, all that. But if you just look at one and dones and kind of the lane that it is now, like
Started it.
yeah, like
The year before.
just you. It's like no one's done it better, man. And like that flowers to you. It's like you went there,
Appreciate it.
you won a championship, you went number 1. You're a player right next to you went number 2. Like
Yeah.
like y'all did it correct, and
Yeah.
like that y'all laid the blueprint. It's like you had Melo who obviously did it,
Yep.
but it's like in the recent years, the Cal era, all that, it was you. But it's even crazier, bro, because you get drafted number 1. And you go straight
Straight
to
to
playing
Olympics.
USA
Straight to
basketball.
Straight to
bro.
Olympics.
Talk about it,
Yeah,
bro.
for real.
So like
Starstruck moments, humble moments in practice,
Yeah.
motherfucker Kobe. What the
Yo,
all
listen.
that we want to hear.
Listen, so it's like I get drafted in June. USA basketball, mind this is Olympics. So like it's practice, you got to report in July.
Yep.
Early
No
July.
time.
So we get
summer.
what the draft is like June 20th or June 20th,
Right.
like late June.
Yeah.
So I get drafted in mind I go for the tryouts, but they don't pick me.
Oh.
So I go back to New Orleans, right? I go back to New Orleans. I get like a week of work in, and Sean Ford called me.
Somebody got hurt or something, right?
Blake
Yep.
gets hurt,
Wow.
right, in practice. AD, we need you. Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Next flight
hesitation.
out,
Right
I'm
there.
on the way.
As
Where
soon
we at,
as he
London?
hung up, I'm already on a flight to Vegas.
Right.
So, go there and now I'm 19 years old. We got Kobe, KD, Russ, Bron, CP, Melo,
All in their
James
prime.
Harden,
T-Wade.
Andre Iguodala,
Oh, man.
Tyson Chandler, like, and mind you, Kevin Love, and mind you, like, James Harden, Russell Westbrook was on the bench with me.
Yeah.
Chilling. Right.
That's how
Hall of
crazy
Famers.
it is. Like,
Right.
that's how deep the team was.
That wasn't Derrick Rose.
Nah,
Steph?
Yeah,
Nope.
2012.
It was like Deron
Okay,
Williams,
okay.
right?
Mhm.
CP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CP,
Okay, yep.
And so get there, and I'm just like, what the hell is this?
Right.
Like, I'm sitting, we had dinner, and I'm sitting like Hall of Famers. Everybody in here is a Hall of Famer, and just going through practice, like, they showed me how to work. Kobe, like, yo, like, Kobe took me under his wing. That's the first time me and Kobe connected. Like, wherever Kobe went, like, AD, you with me.
Not a bad person.
Like,
Right.
and I knew Bron a little bit, not too much, but I didn't really know anybody else. And it was just like,
Is that when you met
Learn
Rob
it.
Lawrence Thurton and
Yup.
them? Yep.
yep.
So how
And
was
it's
it
just like,
seeing his like approach to how he approached the Olympics and being under his wing and just being with him day to day like that?
That's fine.
like, hey, we want to work out at 8, Rook. I bet. Get there at 7:30. Nigga in the full sweat, like, he already did 2 workouts.
How many
and that
times
was-
have we heard that story,
so
bro?
crazy.
Like,
Right,
Cole
he's so
was just
consistent
different.
with it.
He was just different, but I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, let me get there a little earlier. But his 8 o'clock workout, oh, no, this is probably when I'm going to start shooting. But I got 2 hours of work in.
Right,
Before. Like,
right.
he was just wired differently,
sure,
man.
for
He was just
sure.
wired different. I mean, fuck, like,
Man, I tell the stories all the time, bro.
yeah, he was just wired differently. And it's just like his approach to everything, but not just him, but seeing the entire team approach. And I'm sitting, now I get to be a fan, and I'm up close and personal with it. I get to see this
Front row.
every day for a month and a half and just see how these guys work, how they lift weights. this how I knew like you get work in before practice, which you lift or you get shots, and you get work in after practice. Like I didn't know that.
Right.
You know, a lot of terms and stuff, and I think that's what kind of catapulted like my career.
Learned
You
how to
know,
work
early on, because I learned while people playing summer league, the vets on the team it's summer. They gone. They not
Right.
sending you into training camp. You know, or maybe a couple weeks before.
That's powerful.
Mind you, I'm with guys. We fighting for a gold medal, and these guys, this ain't no just summer run.
This is
These
real.
guys are representing their country, and we playing for a real like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Like,
guys
I got
ran through that.
like we were in. We were in. I want to say maybe Barcelona. Or we could have been in London at the time, and I was so starstruck. It's a picture that's out where Kobe's like this. We both looking down and laughing on the
Yeah.
bench. I was just like in a locker room, and it just hit me like I'm around greats, bro. It just hit me.
Yeah,
To the
it
point I
does
forgot to
that.
put my jersey on.
No.
I forgot to put my jersey on.
You
So
showed
you
him
know,
the
yeah.
jersey.
So
You showed
we
the
playing.
moment.
So I got my shirt on. Mind you, I'm 220. So I'm like, gotta wear the sleeves. I can't just wear a jersey.
Crazy.
And we're on the bench and we play in Nigeria. And no lie, we were about like 70.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I say y'all
And they
set the
like,
Olympic scoring.
yeah,
record
and they
in
were
that
like,
game.
Coach K, like, AD, you're in. So I'm like, all right. I get up, take my jacket off. Well, I unzip it because we had the half zips. I take the half zip off and I'm going like this. And I'm like, I just saw a white shirt. I'm like, oh. So I walk back to the table and I'm like, Coach, he like, what are you doing? Go get in the game. And I'm like, but I'm walking like, Coach, I ain't got my jersey. So they had to have one equipment. I wanted back to get my jersey. And Kobe is like this and he's laughing. He's like, but he's hot.
Oh, word.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like
Kobe bullshit.
and so I was just like, damn, bro, I forgot my jersey. Like, and in front of all these guys, I
For
feel
sure.
embarrassed.
That's funny, bro.
But it was
Did they
it
make
was a
you
great
do
time.
anything? Like, obviously,
I had to bring newspapers and like orange juice. But mind you, we in foreign country, like I don't know where I'm gonna get a newspaper.
Right.
We in London.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
know nothing.
You know, like I ain't got no money. I can't just go buy orange juice and not like so.
Yeah.
And I was just ordering from room service like.
Shit
Hey,
like
can
that.
I get a newspaper and orange juice early in the morning to my door? And
How
just
was
start bringing
how
it out.
was the party scene? Like I meant the celebration scene, not party, but like I know y'all
there's some
celebrated.
parties for sure.
So, talk about what you
I
want to talk
wasn't
about in
old
that sense,
enough,
though.
but-
Yeah,
But the one thing that like all them guys did, and you kind of have to because you were in foreign territory, is be like
Connected.
tight knit. Like
Yeah.
you know, them guys like wherever. Hey, I'm going here to dinner. We all going.
yeah.
Hey, I'm about to go to this hookah. Hey, we all going.
That's how you win.
Right,
You know
seeing
what I'm
that
saying?
camaraderie.
And the camaraderie was there from day one. And I'm talking about we in the club and you not hey, we about to go. Now I'm chilling. All right, well, we chilling.
You ain't.
Mind you,
nobody
it's
going
6 in
nobody
the morning.
Right.
Like,
Were you
hey,
rocking?
we
I'm
doing this
rocking.
together, you know? So, like, that was a huge, like team chemistry thing. I saw, like, okay, this is how you win. Especially when you go on the court and you beat whoever by 40, 30. It's
I was
like,
running through dudes.
oh, this
for
is what
sure.
it is. But when we won it all, like we never stayed in the village, in the Olympic Village, where all the other
Yeah.
teams stay, well, countries stay. And it's every country.
Where'd y'all win it all at?
London.
London.
And every country, every sport stays in this Olympic Village. They built this village, literally like apartment houses, and
Okay.
every country have their own building, and this soccer team, basketball, and track and
Damn,
field,
so
like
it's
whatever it
massive.
is, you know, whatever Olympic sport that team that country has, they stand in this building. But we didn't stay there. The USA basketball team didn't stay there. We stayed at a hotel, and so when we won it all, it's like, man, we got to go to the village, bro.
Oh,
Like,
so
we
y'all went
gotta-
back.
Yeah, like we got to go.
So did they
there.
have you on the hotel kind of because you guys were like too famous or slash like kind of starstruck?
It was that, but then also at that time it was like some threats going on, and
Okay.
stuff like that. So it was like we need to.
Like what? What you talking about?
It's some threats that came in. It was like, hey, y'all stay here, and then we blowing this. Like it was like some
Oh,
crazy
like other countries
getting-
and shit.
They were getting threats from
Yeah.
like other countries,
Yeah.
not countries that was participating, but just like people
Fans probably.
outside.
Yeah, of course.
You know, fans just saying all this stuff. So just from a safety issue, they were staying at a hotel.
So y'all went back to the village. Okay.
So we go back to the village, and now at this point, everybody know like who we are, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's like this the first time they get to see us outside of the arena, right? And I'm 19, and so I walk in like you see like Serena, like damn, that's Serena Williams. You know what I'm saying? You see like Hope Solo, like you see all these, like the soccer team, Alex Morgan, like you see all these people. You know what I'm saying? Even on the other side, like man, like it's like a young Usain Bolt though. Like you see all these people, and it's like it's crazy. Different countries, you know what I'm saying? Different cultures.
That's sick.
And like everybody, and mind you, I come from Kentucky where it's like AD, picture. Now it's like.
You just
we don't want nothing from you.
Right.
We want Bron, we want KD, we want Kobe. So
that should keep you grounded though,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I was like, okay.
I appreciate
I gotta
that.
get to the point where now when I go to Olympics or whatever, they want me and but it's a timing thing. Like it's not your time. Which I understood. I was never like hating or jealous or envious of, what the attention that they got. But
how do you
it was just like it was crazy, like the party. Mind you, we had a party at the hotel with, the wives and the girlfriends and, your family back at the hotel waiting for us. But we leave the arena and go straight to the village. So they waiting like, hey, what's going on?
Right.
And
were they turned up too at the village? Was everybody like, it's the last day type shit?
Like
look at he don't want to say too much. I already know. Say what you can say.
So I'm gonna say this one thing because it has nothing to do with us.
Okay.
This is a story we was told.
Okay.
In the village. This is how turned up in the village is, and we can decide to put this like whatever.
Yeah.
But
AD clearance.
Like just hearing that, I was just like, damn, that shit is crazy.
That's
You know what
wild.
I'm saying? That's wild. But like, so we leave, and we take the train back to to the hotel, and all the families there, and we just turn up, and we like Melo had this thing where he was like whoop whoop, and then we say like after him like whoop whoop, like it was just a thing. It was, and so like we walking in, and Melo just like whoop whoop, and everybody whoop, and then the whole family got into like whoop whoop. It was just like it was fire. It was fire. So we turned up for a little bit, and then next day we went to the crib. But like,
was that your coolest experience in basketball? I know you've won a lot, you've done a lot, but like, was USAB like
outside of like winning a chip, like that whole experience is like USAB is probably one of the dopest experiences ever. Cool. And I think just that initial experience being around those guys for that certain amount of time, that early in my career, it was like I really wish that I can go back and like relive those days. Just like man. So that's why anytime USA, AD, we want you to play.
Like coming up, right?
Yeah, this summer in Paris.
Sure, right?
Like
I'm there.
Yeah, I have to because like that experience, and not only that, but like you're it's more than basketball at that point. Like you represent a whole nation, a whole country, and like we got to win.
Right. And it's like now, 8 years later, 9 years later, it's kind of that full circle moment for you. Where it's like before you was standing in, like, oh, these are great athletes.
12 years later.
Shit, they been getting their ass beat. It's
old.
good. They need to switch that shit up and put some folks on there that they know they can live with.
So
just young stars and shit.
Yeah.
You like that's your intro to the league. Like no one else can say, I guess Christian Laettner, but no one else can say that. Like you played with all the Hall of Famers, top fives, top tens, everything. And then you go back to New Orleans and it's like after that, it's like how like do you become starstruck ever? Do you have like a moment? It's like, oh, I'm playing against because you went in a locker room with all these guys before.
Yeah. So and that's what like a lot of players get. Like your first couple games, you might be like, oh shit, this Kobe. Oh shit, this is Bron. Like, so my first game was against the Spurs. This is TP, Ginobili, Tim Duncan. Like we playing against them, Boris Diaw, and it was just like
another team,
game.
whatever.
It's just a game at that point, and I felt so much more confident, and relaxing these games. So like, you play the Lakers or you play Cleveland at the time. Well, I think he was at Miami at that time. Like you play Miami and all these teams where I see all these guys. The Knicks when Melo was there, just like now it's like, oh, what up? Like to this day, Tyson Chandler still call me Rook.
It's fine.
Hey, Rook, we at Rook?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I see all these guys and it's like, oh, these like my brothers now. Where to the other guys, it's like, man, these are. I'm starstruck. Like these are my idols, and I still say that, but it's like,
for sure,
you
just
got a
teammates.
bond now. You know, like you know. So it was a lot. It was a lot different, but I think that experience like helped me for sure.
Cool.
While that was going on, did you realize the magnitude of what that was? Because like D'Angelo kind of said it to us, it's like when you playing basketball at the level y'all do, it's just like next up. Like you don't even really like sitting back and
in
like,
it,
wow.
you in it, so you don't have time to appreciate it and hug your mom and be like, Mom, what if we? By that time, you got the finals. Your second year, you know what I mean?
The first time, and I was telling D'Lo like this downstairs, like the first time that I really like was able to like take in everything that has happened in my career is when we won a chip. That was the first time
You could really reflect.
like,
easy,
and that's
bro.
that whole meme of like when I'm sitting there and I'm crying and all that. I got the little twist. It's like that. All that it just hit me at one time. Like your whole career,
Led to
like
this
you
moment.
you waited for this moment.
Yep.
And it was just like, I don't even know how to explain it, bro, but it was just a surreal moment. And everything that I like worked for and been through is just like,
This the year.
it all paid off right here. You know, so I think that at that moment, that was, you know, my 8th year in the league.
It's crazy.
That was my 8th year in the league when it finally hit me like, okay.
A lot of success before then. And
Yeah.
it's so fast too. That's why it's dog years for us, because we don't. You don't, like I said, you don't get to do that. And you look up, you done won MVP of the All-Star game, and you ain't even had a chance to take that in. You already playing in the finals again.
Yeah,
you
man,
know?
it's stuff
So,
that stuff that I've won and stuff that I totally forgot. Like, man, I forgot I did that. Or I
Right.
forgot because like you say, like it's constant. It's constant. Like you constantly playing or doing something around the game of basketball that you don't have time until you really sit down and like, okay, even in the summers, like you trying to get back to it.
Well, I was gonna say,
Like-
I feel like that's what's tough for you guys too, is because it's always you're setting a new goal for yourself. And so, as a basketball player, a lot of times you guys don't have a chance to reflect until either your career is over or like you get that championship.
or
And I feel
All-Star
like-
break.
or All-Star break, where it's like you don't really get a chance
But
to
that
look
time
up.
you trying to
Really not think
unwind.
about
Like,
it.
man, I ain't trying to think about basketball.
Let me ask you this: so you go from USAB to like rookie year. From what you remember, what was your most humbling experience your rookie year?
David West,
Indiana.
Indiana.
Bruiser.
David West, Paul George, Roy Hibbert, yeah, George Hill, yeah. That was
nice.
like,
Yeah.
I'm
He was talking shit.
He wasn't really talking shit. It was just like I was able, like I came in as a defensive player, so like, yo, okay, I'm guarding anybody,
Right.
right? And it's two actually. David West is for sure number one, and it was just like, you know, he had the jab elbow at the elbow,
Shout out.
midi, cash, and I think he ran off like 6 or 7 straight. Just that, hey, run it again. He can't guard me, huh? So I'm press up now,
One
jab
dribble.
off, basket. And I'm like, God damn, I can't. There's nothing I can do. And at that point, I was like, yeah, you might not be ready yet.
Shit
This ain't
humbled you for sure.
quick, humble me quick.
Hold on.
You know, and I was like, damn, bro, like it's just like you realize you coming into a grown man's league, right? And we come in at 18, 19, 20, and especially now, it's way different now. Like
Right.
scoring 30 back then in 2012,
Big
and I
deal.
can't.
Big
It
deal.
was, you know, I saw a stat somewhere
Averaging
that
20.
back in 2012 or 2013, 14, it was, I think, 6 players or 5 players that averaged over 20 points or 25 points.
Yeah.
Damn.
And now it's
Everybody's
20 more.
20
25.
players, 25
Yeah.
players that's
Yeah.
doing it. So it's like the game is different. And, you know, we had a conversation in the locker room one time that scoring 50 back then was like, oh, yeah, he one of them ones. But now it's scoring for like the game,
Right.
yeah.
You figure,
off
oh,
the
that's a
bench
good
you
ass
get it.
game. Right.
It's crazy.
So, but it was just like David West was the first one that kind of gave me my like welcome to the NBA humbling experience, and then playing the Lakers in New Orleans, I got benched
because of this.
because of Dwight, actually, right?
Oh.
Dwight,
Bruiser.
yeah, and I'm 220. What can I do? So offensive rebounds, defense, he's jump hooking me to death, like pushing me, moving me. And my coach at the time, Monty Williams, was like, "You're going to be something special in this league, and I don't want you to get hurt in this game."
Right.
So he pulled me.
That's fair.
Right.
Wow.
And at the time, I'm just like, all right, cool. Like I respect it, like whatever. But at the same time, I'm like,
You want that
nah,
match.
I want that
that
matchup.
shit.
Like I want that battle.
Yeah.
And that game, we were up like 20 in the fourth quarter with like 10 minutes to go. And I sat there and I saw Kobe Bryant go to work.
You just watched it.
Just watched it. They came back and won, by the way. But Kobe, and I have the clip, Kobe tear his labrum in his right shoulder. Gone.
Kept
Like
playing.
I can't move it.
Shooting
Right?
on lefty.
Judy is the trainer. I can't
This when he shoot the lefty three in the corner.
comes
turn
around.
No, that's
turn
against
around
y'all.
left. Oh, it was. I was
Wow.
And I'm sitting there and I'm
Front
like,
row,
oh
dude.
yeah, it's over.
Nah, that's sick.
Yeah, he's
No, that's
so it's like
Damn.
those moments is just like it's humbling. It's just like
Did you hold on to that experience with Dwight? Like
Yeah.
when you got right, you was like, oh yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
like, and it wasn't just for him, but it was just like for everybody.
Yeah.
So now it's like, oh yeah, I need to get stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
Get my get
Like
back.
it can't be like for something that you can control though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, you can control getting stronger.
Facts,
Like get in
facts.
the weight room. For something
It's
that you can't
eye-opening,
control,
too. Yeah.
then there's nothing you can really do about it. But I never want to be pulled out of a game because I can't make a free throw at the end of the game, or I can't hold my own because
Right.
I'm not strong enough,
Especially
or I
to work
can't
on that shit.
like
Something in your
nah,
control.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's how I am
especially
with Chris Paul.
where I want to go, like the
Yeah.
type of player I want to be. That can't happen.
Mm-hmm. That's how I am with Chris Paul though. He dominated me so bad when I was younger, bro, and like he humbled me and it made me work, study the game, do all of that. So when I played against him, it's different for me. Like I want to win that matchup.
Yep.
Now obviously he's a little older. I'll be trying to take advantage of that matchup because
The respect.
I remember that.
Your old ass
bro.
keep up
I'm
now.
not gonna
right,
forget
right.
that. So yeah, hell yeah.
Bro, I want to ask you about the Pelicans, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis era, bro. Because I feel like that's like one of the biggest what ifs.
Yeah.
Because if you just look at the league and just, I guess since I've been around, it's like we saw the Tim Duncan and the David Robinson and all that, but it's like we saw
different.
y'all.
We were
And
different.
it was like, I ain't seen a big man duo like
Dope.
that.
We were
And y'all
You
were
know how
going
crazy
stupid.
I used to go on 2K with y'all,
We're
boy?
different.
Oh
We're
my
different.
God.
We're different. So like
Etwan Moore used to be in the
corner, trade
Corner.
ball.
Cash.
walk us
So-
through that.
Like so, Bug was in SAC, and we actually played an All-Star game in New Orleans, 2017.
Yep.
He getting interviewed, and we had a couple conversations, but it was just like Kentucky shit, and just like,
Yep.
damn, what if we teamed up, bro? Like, but, and I went to my GM and asked him. They were like, Sacramento don't want to do anything, whatever. Too big of a player. We don't have the assets, whatever. All right, cool. And all of a sudden, like I'm out there and I'm getting, the trophy. I'm doing interviews, and somebody come to me was like, it happened. I'm like, the fuck you talking about? DeMarcus just got traded to New Orleans
That All-Star.
at All-Star.
That's sick.
It's a, if you see, like, if you look up when DeMarcus doesn't get traded to New Orleans, probably like when he finds out, he's doing an interview.
I think I do remember
and somebody
that.
whispered in here, and he was like, "What?"
Right.
Like, yeah.
Sum up your All-Star experience and
That's when
He
they
had to
told
talk about his
Yeah,
reaction and
Yeah.
shit.
They told him, and he was
Yeah.
like, and they were like, whatever. He like, I guess, or some shit like that. And that's the time. That's the
That's-
moment when they told him he just got traded. And I know that shit. I'll wait for that pad.
Old school play.
That shit's
Only
crazy,
private
though.
planes fly around
No,
this
that's
joint.
crazy though. People don't really know that shit. Like, dudes be thinking that you know where you going. You could be this
He
best
did
big
not
time
know.
player.
And mind you,
Shit
this is
happened when Rose
DeMarcus in
tweeted.
2016, 2015, 2016, 20.
Top 3 big man. in the
25 and 15,
Easy.
6
Every night.
assists every
Easy.
night. Can't guard him.
league. Cross,
Right?
spin.
Even Rondo there was.
What?
Yeah, and Doe was
Stupid.
there. It was like, when that happened, I'm hyped. So I go find him. Where he at? Where he at? And he had already left. So I'm texting him like, yeah, motherfucker. We
doing
welcome.
this
Time for
shit.
Yeah, welcome. We finally got it done. And he was like, he still didn't seem like he really wanted to be
Right.
there. Like, and then he was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Right.
Right. He get there, and at that time we only had half the season. And couldn't figure it out. first couple games, it was just like with any other
Different.
star, like
Who was your
it's
coach?
tough.
Gentry?
Gentry.
Yep.
Which is my guy, by the way.
that.
AG, that's my guy.
I like Gentry.
But we couldn't figure it out first couple games, and then it just clicked. Like, and what happened is like Finch created the two big man shit.
He's a genius with
He's
that
a
offense,
genius with
bro.
the offense.
For sure.
And Finchy just figured it out for us, and it was like, yo, look, they can't guard us. You put the right pieces around it, and should we end up having Doe, Drew, me, Book, and Etwan Moore, or it was like Solomon Hill.
Yep.
You know, like
Was Elfrid Payton coming off y'all bench?
Alfred was the year that DeMarcus went to Golden State.
Oh, okay,
that was my last year. Him and
Okay.
Julius. And at that time, it was just like we had Seawood.
Young
We
Wood.
had Seawood.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
The little ones.
But it was just like we just figured it out, and we wasn't selfish.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we just like whatever it takes to win, and we on like an 8-game win streak. He at the line, make the first free throw, playing Houston. This is James, Chris Paul, PJ, like all them, and he makes the first free throw. Mind you, the game is won. He misses a second. No, it's a close game. He misses a second. Ball bounced off the right side of the rim, goes towards the left corner. He tries to chase it down. Yep.
You remember it like it was
And-
yesterday.
Yeah. And it's like he started grabbing it. I'm thinking like, dang, he just rolled his ankle. Like, fuck, whatever. And he tried to get up and he couldn't. He fall back down. And I just remember telling him like, yeah, I think it was his Achilles.
Y'all were not y'all were winning at that point though,
Yeah.
right?
They were
They
nice.
was on the way
Yeah.
up. They was
Dominating
always-
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause that-
so now at this point, I'm like, fuck. I gotta take this shit over.
right, changed the whole dynamic.
And so now we leave that day and we go play Brooklyn. Now we in the hotel, me and Drew talking, and Drew was like, this your moment. Like, you already nice, but this is the moment where you show the fucking world. And I was like, say less.
Dominating.
And this is when I went on a streak when I just had like 10 games, like 40 plus. I was just going crazy.
Cooking.
And we end up going to like, you know, we sweep Portland first round.
Yep.
And we go second round, lose 4-2 to Golden State. But it was like,
That was nice.
always, like you say, that what if.
And that's the thing.
And I know, bro. I know for a fucking fact we're winning the chip that year.
For sure.
Nobody could nobody.
I
could
feel
Golden
like
fuck
State
you
with
didn't
us
want to
see
see
that.
y'all.
because
Yeah.
Golden State were too small.
Yep.
yeah, and that's what I felt like.
Golden State was too small. Like Draymond could only guard one of us,
Yep.
right? And the connection me and him had, like,
And I felt like-
Big pick and roll. They was
done.
live.
Rondo,
type
Andrew.
of shit,
Like-
bro.
And having Rondo right there running that shit, I was
Yep.
like, I could just imagine what the locker room was
and
like.
the greatest thing about Rondo being there, it allowed Drew to be Drew.
He had to be point guard
You
sometimes.
don't, Drew. We don't need you to get anybody else involved.
Yep. Be you.
When you get the ball, score.
and lock up.
He's
And
a beast.
That's why Drew was able to be himself, right? And
I
man,
remember.
I think about that all the time, man.
Let's talk about that for a second too. Then Rondo obviously played in a big key part in that success in that season. Like, how has he been just for you in your career? Because obviously you won here in LA with him,
Yep.
New Orleans. Like,
Yep.
as a person, like, explain that like to people that don't know how Rondo is
Man, Rondo very cerebral. I'm surprised Rondo's not a head coach right now.
right now. Right now.
I'm surprised he's not a head coach right now. Like, when you talking about somebody who knows the game, like, it's unreal. Like, it's even hard to explain. Like, you can't even really explain it unless you win it. And he's like, I'm talking about dissecting everything. And it's to the point where it's like, and you, I see this in you as well. Like, you might come down and, oh shit, all right, he didn't get a touch. Or he didn't
Facts.
get a touch. Or, all right, defense doing this. They didn't did this last 2 times. He comes down, hey, I need you here, and manipulate the entire game as the game is going on.
Sick.
Playing
slows
chess.
it down.
Slows
like
it
that.
down, picking everybody apart, and it's just like, there's nothing you can do.
Bro.
It's nothing you can do.
I give his flowers every time, but it's just cool to hear everybody
Bro.
else recognize it.
I remember I
it's
read an
insane.
article where he was like, it said he studied the coaches he was about to play more than the players. And I thought that was such an interesting thing as a former basketball player. I was like, damn, I never even thought about like, oh, this is his play style. I want to see how he coaches against us.
He's the first one that I've seen where a coach called, hey, we going horns, chest, 3 up, all it. Hey, man, here come a flare screen to the step up. Hey, we going to red this over here. We going to switch it.
Off the rip.
And the coach is just like, I've seen in New Orleans, that shit happen, and the player look back at the coach and like, what you want to do?
Now he knows the
still running.
Coach goes, run it.
It's nothing you can do. And then, like, that was in New Orleans, and then you're coming over here, and now you got him and Bron. I knew we were winning.
For sure.
Yeah. I knew, like, I knew we were winning. And
Minds.
Not to jump the gun about the bubble and shit, but, like, people talk about, the Lakers championship. Oh, it wasn't real, the bubble, guys, Well, people tend to forget, like, we were the number 1 team in the league that year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we already won, like, 12 straight.
Thanks.
Like, we weren't losing games. We was, like, 28-3 or something like that. So,
y'all ran through that
We were
shit.
running through the league.
For
like,
sure.
we were going to win anyway.
For sure.
Right.
We were going to win anyway.
I mean, not to dive into it, but we might as well dive into the bubble.
Before we go to the bubble, what I was going to ask you, you remember, bro, obviously Rondo had that 25 assist game. Y'all was cooking. That was against us. And we was in Brooklyn at the time.
Masterclass.
All right. You remember, bro, we got to pull up the clips. We played y'all in New Orleans. I was in Brooklyn. I was cooking. This is when y'all it was you, Drew, and Elfrid Payton.
So Rondo went there then.
Nope. That was your last year,
Yeah,
probably.
so it was me, Drew, Elfrid Payton, Julius Randle, Darius Miller.
Yep. Etuan Moore, maybe.
Etuan was there.
Yep.
Solomon Hill was there.
You remember, bro, we played y'all, right? Jared Allen was the lob threat, so he always rolled. You remember the one time, I think I hit a 3. You was up on the screen, came off, shot that. It just went, but it went up. I hit a 3 first. Went up. You was so close to blocking it, and I was like, damn, I made that shit. Later on, come back down. I think it was like the end of half or something. I come up, I'm about to shoot it. You up. I throw the lob to J.A. Mind you, y'all, I'm at the 3-point line about to shoot a 3. He is up.
Deflected.
This dude runs back and deflects. So you remember that shit? I think I said it to you before, but like that's when I was like, bro, that shit is crazy to me, bro. Like how do you guard both? Shit's nutty,
like, I'm
bro.
like that.
Just gifted athlete right there. So I can't
like
explain that joint.
And it's a lot of times where I feel like a lot of coaches don't trust my defensive like say so in a lot of schemes. Like I feel like pick and roll should always just be 2-on-2.
For sure.
Like with me in it.
Yes.
I can do both. Bro, I can stop the guard from coming off the shoot, and if he thought I can get back.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so special of a player defensively that it fucks teams up.
Facts.
But you have to like just trust. Like if I say let's do this, just let's do it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it allows the 2 players playing pick and roll to play, and now you don't have to worry about helping and you getting
burned on threes,
or back cuts and all. Like you don't
side.
have to worry about that. And that's all we did. Like in New Orleans, it was just like, hey, 2-on-2.
So
Trust
2-on-2, right? So like I went to Golden State, and I always wondered what it was about Draymond defensively that gives him his niche. And what I seen was no matter where he was at on the floor, he was the low man.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm about to go. You rotate,
Yep.
and he'll go from the top of the key, be the low
Yeah.
man. And I'm like, our team, obviously we do high wall, we do all these different counters, but like, what if AD on the floor is the low man no matter what, and we just scramble out of that shit? Like, you know how hard that would be, bro, if we
I
adjusted to
think
that?
just like with our team now, especially our starting unit, we just like small.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, say tomorrow, like we play Brooklyn, right? Nick Claxton.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing that and you low, you ain't got no chance with Nick Claxton. Like if it comes off, like unless you get to his legs early,
Right.
You know some shit like that. But like, I like being a low man because now it discourages the
Everything.
offensive player. Like I'm not going to that.
ain't
Even if
going
you
down
don't
there.
go though, even if he beats me from the top, if he beats AR from the top, and I'm the crackback, but you went, you don't even have to go block. You can just show that you going.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody gonna see you cut. And it's
like
gonna
I like to
deter
do
that.
like a little cat and mouse game. Like sometimes I might fake it. I'm like, so now the guard like, oh shit, he coming and throw it. Oh no, you throw it right to me.
Yep.
Sometimes I might full commit that month. Like Now I'm guarding you.
Yep.
Now
Mix
it's
it up.
like, now we scrambling on the backside. So I don't know, man.
I think that's when we're dangerous.
With defensive, it's a lot of schemes that we can do, a lot of things that we can do, like defensively. And we tapping into it a little bit now. Like we'll talk about it, but a lot of it is just like on the fly, man. It's a lot of communication.
Yeah.
It's a lot of communication for me, to tell guys like what to do. But for the most part, like we can do so much defensively. And we have done a lot defensively already.
Since you've been here, I've seen you do a bunch of different things.
We do shit where it's like, goddamn. But man, like my goal for us and every team, like no matter who the coach, it don't matter. Like a top 5 defensive team.
For sure.
Like I take pride in defense from locking a nigga up to like, bro, I don't want nobody to score on me. If somebody score, I'd be hot.
For sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously, guys are NBA players, everybody's gonna score.
I seen you turn that shit on in the playoffs and do
lock in
both and everything else. Like whatever else he was
whatever it takes, bro. Like, because that's like you can't. What I've realized, and this is what I realized, back to the Olympic thing, this is what I realized, you can't rely on your offense the whole game.
Right. That last
you can't
5
control
minutes.
the ball going like, what if you don't got it tonight? The ball just going in and out. Like, for example, in Utah, I'm 5 for 21. I'm like, and all the shots back rim. I'm like,
in and out.
They there.
Yeah,
right,
like,
they
so
there.
what are you going to do? What else can you do? You
Right.
can always control how you play defensively. So it's like, I learned that from them. Obviously we were super talented offensively, but like these motherfuckers locked down defensively. Like we can control that every night.
That should get your shit going.
Yeah, and it
Take
gets
that
you
shit
going.
personal.
Now get the team going. There, if a team can't, you can really break a team in the first quarter by showing them like, nah, we can't score.
Yeah.
We scored 12 points in the first quarter. These niggas got 42. Man,
Yeah.
it's over for
Long
us.
ass night, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Cooked.
it's over for us. We can't score. So that breaks the team, then just going back and forth. Because now, if you start missing and this team don't, you can lose. But
Thanks.
if we locking up,
It's
over.
epic.
It's always going to be
It's
a
over.
game.
Always.
I mean, since we talked about the bubble, we gotta at least touch on it.
Yeah, let's touch on
And
it. Yeah.
I remember
Gotta dive
we're
in.
chilling in Miami watching y'all, man. Like,
Shout out to y'all for going.
it's like, yeah. And
Oh,
I
we had a
remember,
choice, to be honest.
that was there regardless.
Appreciate y'all.
I remember your step back buzzer beater against, I believe it was the Nuggets.
Here's Davis, 4-3 in the win. Oh, it's good. Anthony Davis has won it for the Lakers.
And that's when I was just like, oh my gosh, like special.
Because you was doing everything, bro.
It was like, I don't know who
I
else
was in
is
the groove
doing
in
this.
the bubble.
And it was just like, it was amazing me at that point. I knew you were special at that point, but obviously y'all won the ship, y'all won everything. But what's interesting to me, and I want y'all to chime in too, is like, y'all was in one place all the time. Like, what was y'all, like, day to day like? Like, what was y'all
What
doing?
got you through
I was
that
gonna say,
shit,
I want to
bro?
know the mentality.
Yeah.
So this was a everyday life. So we get there and we are confined to our rooms. So it's 3 different hotels, right?
Right.
And they break the teams up. Like, y'all in this hotel, so we never seen another team, right?
Y'all all locked in.
Unless we're going to like to practice, because they had 3 or 4 practice courts in each hotel.
Yeah, scrambled them up.
Yeah, so it's like we might see some Clipper players as we walking out of practice, or you can just call them like, yo, meet me outside on the lawn, and like you can go fishing and golf and shit. So you'll see them then. But on the everyday, you really wouldn't see them. So we get there and we confine to our rooms for maybe 2 days, right? They coming in tests and everything,
Right.
like no practice, no nothing. You're in your room. And there's no restaurants open.
There's nobody.
Nothing. So you're eating hotel food like all day. You
whole
can't
time.
bring food in, like because of COVID protocol. So it was literally nothing.
That's tough.
That's tough.
So we sitting there, and this when I got on the game like heavy, like the duty and shit. But
Yes, sir. Get on that game, man.
But,
That's how you kill time.
when we first get there, it's just like, damn, it's day 1, day 2. We were there for 72 days. We were there for 72 days, and no, I'm sorry, we were there for longer than that. We had 72 days between when we won until our very first game. We had 72
after,
days.
yeah.
We were there for almost 3 months. Almost 3 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And So we sitting there and it's like, man, what do we do? There's nothing to do. Mind you, no family can come in for the first like month and a half. So it's like
you on your lonely.
Yeah. That's sick. Right. And you go practice. Then you still got like some regular season games before. So we had like 3 or 4 games before the actual like playoffs and shit started. And it started getting to a point where like, and then mind you, you had stuff going on outside. What's I don't want to disrespect the family, but what's no, in Louisville.
Oh, Breonna Taylor.
Yep. So and mind you, Doe from Louisville, so Doe like,
big
man,
deal.
I might have to get back. Like, you know, I had some personal family stuff going on. Then I'm like, man, I might have to dip. Like, I can't stay in here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's a lot of, you know, stuff that was going on as far as like the black community that was going there. Guys like, man, and we actually had a meeting, and the guys was like, what y'all want to do? Y'all want to shut this shit down? And everybody was looking at fucking LeBron. So we all in the room. CJ's hosting the damn meeting, and they like, what y'all want to do? So you got every team in this room, and once they said, all right, everybody vote, we're gonna let y'all talk to y'all team for about 10 minutes, and we'll come back in. We'll say, everybody say what y'all want to do. Majority, that's what we doing. When I say, nobody discussed. All motherfuckers did was look to us like,
whoa.
Hey, what the Lakers doing, man? What you doing, 6?
Facts.
That's real.
So we get on the call with like our people, like his team, and they like, man, look, this would be a good look for the league. Like, y'all gotta stay. Like, y'all have to stay. But the NBA was like, we'll do these certain things to make sure that we taking care of the things that y'all are fighting so hard for inside the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, cool. Brian say we stand. No other vote matters.
Right.
The bubble is going on. Right?
LeBron
blow. So we like, all right, cool. So we like, all right, let's lock back in. And with maybe like, mind you, all I did was play Madden at the time. I never played Call of Duty.
Okay.
And Bron and Duds, like, we'd all be in each other's room, and they just watch me play Madden. And Bron like, man, I'm about to get back to it. I got the itch. So I was like, fuck it.
Playing ever since, bro.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck it. We had like 7, 8 guys playing Madden. So I'm like, you know what? I ordered this big-ass whiteboard, brought it to my room, and I wrote everybody's name on there. And I did round 1, round 2, round 3, and we did a whole fucking draft. And we had a whole league for the Lakers in the bubble, to the point where like the coaches, you know, and other players, staff, whatever, are now making the little fantasy squares and shit, and bang, like, I bet who gonna win. Like, we had a real like little thing.
But see, I feel like that camaraderie is so important. Where it's like,
that's why, and I think that's why we won a lot. But like, it was. I mean, it wasn't as bad as people thought. But the first couple of days and first couple of weeks was just like, how the hell I'm gonna do this, right? And then after a month or so, month and a half, you were able to bring some family in. Yeah. So my wife came, my daughter came, my parents. Yeah. So it was like, all right, cool.
Makes it a little bit easier.
The myth is that Bron stayed at Walt Disney's resort or something.
Nah, Bron stayed next door to me, man.
We should know that. He stayed on top of the joint. It's all good.
Bron stayed. He stayed in a room. He stayed in a room. But
y'all was boo-raying?
It was some boo-ray going on. So then after a month, we test every day. We tested every day. Every day. I'm talking about, like, it wasn't just like, and that's like brain. Going straight to the brain. Every day. Every day.
Sick of that.
And so they had this 11th floor, the hotel we were in. So we had some guys to come over, and you know, we'll boo a little bit, but I don't really like booing with people I don't know. Because now it's like, if you owe me some bread, so I don't know you, down, bro. Like, you know. So we never did that, but we was all locked in on the Madden. Yeah, we was locked in on Madden, but I think that's what's got us through. Us just being around each other. They had some restaurants inside the property started opening, so we started like going there and
That's fine.
little
Team
team
dinners.
dinners and shit like that. But
Goes a
it
long
wasn't
way.
as bad as people make it to seem, but it definitely could have got like. I could see why some people say it was stressful.
And
but,
people were leaving though, right?
yeah, people were leaving like, but for emergency,
Right.
you know, like Trez left a couple times.
Yeah, Austin left for a little bit.
The whole Lou Will, Lou Will shit. But it wasn't as bad, man. It was actually cool from the standpoint of like
Just basketball.
that's it.
Yeah.
I get to
can see
just
that.
hoop. I don't have to worry about anything else. Like just hoop.
Not on the
Hoop,
road.
Go to sleep. I ain't gotta worry about travel. And that's why you see a lot of the best basketball from players
Was there.
There,
That
bro.
makes so
Locked
much
in.
sense.
It does,
That's
though.
why.
We
got
gotta talk about that, bro.
That's
Because
why,
there was
bro.
some characters that came
Bro,
out the
TJ
bubble.
Warren's going crazy,
Cooking,
bro.
50 ball.
50 ball.
Look like he back in
And that goes
Brewster,
in
bro.
the
I'm
record
like,
books.
damn.
He
That's
was going
real.
crazy, bro.
That's
So
real.
it's like
Harrow,
Yeah.
Murray,
To the
all
Jamal
them
Donovan,
dudes.
like that matchup,
That-
they're both
yeah.
dropping
That
50. Like
epic matchup.
And
And I
Epic
think that is
matchup.
because everybody was so locked in where it's like there's
No
no
distractions.
outside
Yep.
nothing.
Yeah,
It's
nothing
we
is-
here.
that's
It's
it.
not anything.
you touched on it when you were talking about like how close y'all were with the USA basketball, and you kind of mentioned the camaraderie. I'm sure a lot of teams were like y'all, where it was like we just messing with our team right now. So everyone was so close, whatever.
Yeah,
it's like
to
it
be
translated
honest,
onto
though,
the court.
to be honest, like you talk to other teams, they wasn't doing what we were
Okay.
doing though.
That's what it seemed like.
Y'all
It
making
seemed
that
like they
shit
was kind of
fun.
like
Yeah,
everyone's
so
to
like,
themselves.
cause that after a while, like you talk to some players, they're like, "Damn, I wish we would have did that." Or I wish we could have. Like us was just like, they knew I played the game, and it was like it's nothing to do, so they just literally came in and just watched me play.
Just to
And-
hang out.
You
Just
start
to
to
hang
get that
out.
itch, though.
You know what I'm saying? Until like my wife came, and they're like, "Oh shit, AD move off limits.
right.
We got to find another space."
Right.
But it was like we're able to, you know, we in the room. You know, Bron got his vino. He didn't brought
Right.
50 bottles of wine.
Good vino.
So
That
you
cooler.
know, guys that drink wine, and just watch play Madden. It was like, oh wait, Deion Waiters play Madden. Oh wait, Quentin Cook play Madden.
Right.
Oh wait, Markieff Morris play Madden.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, let's get a game in.
Right.
Like we ain't
Let's
got
start-
nothing
let's
else.
run
So
that.
then it's just been like everybody just playing. So now we got like each team had a whole like hallway, whole floor. So we got doors open and just, hey, who on rec? Like what we doing? Who want to play?
Yo, that's
fine.
like back in the AAU travel
Yeah.
days.
People don't
Yeah.
hear though. They don't.
Nah,
think,
they
People
don't.
don't get to hear this. They think
Yeah.
that was a horrible experience.
Nah,
obviously.
it was pretty cool. And then they opened this restaurant like for breakfast called Three Bridges. So it was like you get to get out and walk over there. It was
Good time.
so it wasn't
There you go.
as bad. Like we were over. It was like the testing was overkill for sure.
Right.
It was no positive tests in the bubble the whole time.
Right.
But we found the way to make it like okay, and that's what the NCAA tournament kind of reminded me of, bro.
Right. I can see that.
The NCAA tournament,
I
like
said
the
that.
championship
Yeah.
though. Like when we was in Vegas, I'm like, damn, this remind. That's how, bro.
That's
That's,
how
how
it felt.
the court on the side, like it reminded me so much of the
Bro,
bubble.
it was
legit.
almost weird, right?
Bro, it was weird. It was
Yeah.
like, nah, we can't. It was like you get scared.
Did you
Like,
get the workout on the court before? Remember we
Yeah.
played the Pacers or somebody?
I didn't know I had to walk outside. Like, and I'm working
In
on
your
the floor.
shoes.
Yeah,
Bro,
Like, it was.
I
It was.
experienced that,
It
bro.
was.
It's different. It's
It
definitely
was different, but the bubble. It was a cool experience. I mean, obviously we ended up winning, but
Right.
like, and the thing that obviously like pushed me more, that took me to another level, like mentally, you know what I'm saying, as far as my game, like I said, I was going through some personal shit, you know what I'm saying, and I was about to come home, and my wife was like, nah, I got it. Like,
shout out
you
to the
wanted
missus.
to, you
Yeah.
wanted to, like, this is your opportunity to go do something that you always wanted to do.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, her birthday, we in the bubble, like, all this shit, so she was like,
Real one.
go get that shit done.
Got somebody in your corner. You
Yeah,
did that
she's like,
shit.
go get it done, and I was like,
Yeah.
Say less,
man, I
wifey.
gotta get. It's no losing now.
Yeah.
Like we can't come home without this fucking ring.
I need that.
You know what I'm
Shout out to
saying?
the
So
missus,
In the bubble for
man,
my girl
out there.
birthday.
yeah,
Come
that
on.
shit was like, that shit like
Put the
that
extra
was
spark
that
in
was
there.
a big
That's
that was
cool.
that was a big piece.
Hey man, it's getting a little chilly out here. We took enough of your time. We appreciate
good,
you
man.
letting us
Appreciate
come to
y'all.
your backyard.
Let it slide.
Take the backyard. We took the backyard to 80s backyard, man. That's crazy, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey man, we did it. We got our first guest to this motherfucker.